I want to ask you a simple question. Who rules your life? Are you in charge of living your life and leading it like a king or queen? Or are you ruled by others? By situations that you can't quite control? This is an important question. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagawan Shri Krishna gives us an example of someone not just king of the land that he ruled, but king of his inner domain as well. So keep watching to learn more. Now, so far in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan has painted a very high picture. He says, act in recognition of the divine forces. Act whilst renouncing your ego. Act without attachments. But for a newcomer, we're likely to ask, how does one act in this way? And in our culture, there are three simple components to starting our spiritual journey. The first one is Shastra, or wisdom from our scriptures. The second one is Sadhana, or having a spiritual practice. And the third one is Sangha, or having the right company in order to make progress. If we are able to incorporate these three components in our life, then we become capable of living the Gita way of life. Now, anticipating this question around how does one live to such a high ideal, Bhagwan provides Arjuna with an example of someone who not only ruled his kingdom, but was completely untouched by his ego, and he was able to rule in his inner space as well. This person was none other than the father of Sita Ma, the father-in-law of Bhagawan Shri Ram. This person was Raja Janak. कर्मण्येव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसंग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि यद्यादाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तद्देवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते. Janaka and others attained perfection verily through action alone. Even with a view to protecting the masses, you should perform action. Whatever a great man does, that other men also do imitate. Whatever he sets up as the standard, that the world follows. To the best of my knowledge, Bhagwan only mentions one person in the entire Bhagavad Gita as a role model, and that is Raja Janak. So won't you join me in seeing how Raja Janak lived these three aspects of a spiritual life: Shastra, Sadhana and Sangha. Now, if we were to take Shastra first, Raja Janak was extremely committed to gaining knowledge. And as a king, he would regularly hold large yagyas in which scholars were invited from all around the kingdom and neighboring kingdoms to debate on spiritual topics. The winners of these debates were rewarded handsomely. And one day, in the middle of this yagya, came a young boy who was to become Raja Janak's guru. This young boy, called Ashtavakra, so named because of the 8 Ashta deformities, Vakra, in his body, hobbled into court. The sight of a young disabled Ashtavakra hobbling into court, wanting to debate, raising his voice and asking for permission from the king was such an unusual sight to the assembled courtiers and scholars that looking at him, they began to laugh. And not just laugh sniggeringly, laugh loudly and heartily. Whilst they were laughing at Ashtavakra, Ashtavakra, looking at all of them, himself started to laugh even louder and even more heartily than those who were laughing at him. Confused, some in the audience asked him, "Why, O young deformed child, why are you laughing?" Ashtavakra replied, "All of you scholars who are sat here debating the highest truth are not able to see beyond the deformities of my body. That is something worth laughing at." And in this response, full of wisdom, he immediately shut up the entire court. Impressed with his knowledge, Raja Janak invited Ashtavakra to debate. And in his debate, Ashtavakra was deemed the winner. Raja Janak not only rewarded him, but invited this young boy to be his guru. And so Guru Ashtavakra took on Raja Janak as his student. And their dialogue in the Ashtavakra Gita is one of the most sublime pieces of Vedantic thought ever created in our literature. If you ever have an opportunity, definitely take it and study the Ashtavakra Gita. This commitment to Shastra by Raja Janak was unique. But what is our takeaway from it? We should be willing to search for Shastric wisdom even in the most unexpected of places, as Raja Janak found. This could be as simple as a podcast, as simple as a YouTube video, a book that we come across, but that commitment to wisdom, to knowledge should remain. That is the first step for a spiritual beginner. The second step is sadhana, or having a spiritual practice and remaining committed to it. Raja Janak would take every opportunity to be with his guru Ashtavakra. And there are many legends associated with Raja Janak and Ashtavakra. Some are different in the specifics, but the underlying message of all of them is the same. One of these legends concerns a time when Raja Janak had gone to the ashram of Ashtavakra to stay with his guru and meditate. And there was a large meditation hall in which Raja Janak and other students were meditating in the company of the master. Suddenly, during this meditation, one of Raja Janak's soldiers ran in, screaming, "Maharaj, Maharaj," disturbing the sanctity. "Your palace is on fire. You need to come back immediately." Without even batting an eyelid, Raja Janak told off this soldier. "How dare you come in to the room in which my guru is leading a meditation? Go back. I don't care about the palace." This was the level of attachment that Raja Janak had in his practice, in his sadhana, which led to such a great level of non-attachment to his material role and his material possessions like a palace. In comparison, a few moments later, one of the young brahmacharis in the ashram ran in and told all the brahmacharis, "There are monkeys that have started to attack the clothes that are dying on the rack. All of your dhotis are being taken away by the monkeys. Come and save your dhotis." In response, all of the students got up and ran to save their dhotis. When they came back, Guru Ashtavakra told them, "Some of you students question why I have a special attachment to Raja Janak. You speculate it's because he is a Raja and you are brahmacharis. That's not the case. It's because of how committed Raja Janak is to his sadhana." This commitment of Raja Janak to his sadhana is something that we can apply into our lives. We must cultivate some spiritual practice as beginners in our lives. This could be as simple as a japamala of Bhagwan's names. And if we can't do that, then we can light a lamp in front of the Lord. If we can't do that, we can simply take darshan of Bhagwan's photo. And if we can't even do that, we should spend at least 1 minute a day in conversation with the divine, sharing what's in our heart. How can we expect to progress spiritually without some sadhana? And in this, Raja Janak is our role model. And the third component of our spiritual journey as beginners is Sangha, or company. We are the result of the company that we keep. This is something that we have always heard. But Raja Janak's company was Sita Ma. His company was Bhagawan Shri Ram. Can we choose to keep company of the divine in our lives? We have so many opportunities, so much great content on the divine that's available on every platform, including YouTube. So many books, so many chants. Let's just take one of them and start to build a community on that basis. If we can't find like-minded people organically, then certainly there are many organizations that have large youth groups that we can join, not just in India, but across the world. There's Chinmaya Mission that has a youth group. ISKCON has a youth group. The Isha Foundation has a youth group. Art of Living has a youth group. The company of the wise, the company of like-minded spiritualists is that one thing that will keep us on the path. So we learn that as beginners in this journey, we don't need to be daunted by the high ideal that Bhagwan gives us. Using the simple components of Shastra, Sadhana and Sangha, we too can uplift ourselves. Now these practical ideals is what we are practicing in this series of talks on the Bhagavad Gita. And if you found this conversation valuable, I would invite you to subscribe to our channel. This is a small step for you, but has a huge impact for us. And if you've subscribed already, then why not share this knowledge with family and friends? My name is Om Dhumatkar. Thank you for joining us on yet another video on the Bhagavad Gita, and I'll see you again very soon. Namaste.